Hi guys. So it's been pretty difficult to film lately. So I thought that, like, you see my hair, that a cool video would be to take you through my hair journey. And because there's an intention to record another video with a friend of mine, so stay tuned for that in the weeks to come, hopefully. We've been struggling to get our schedules to match up, but so to take you on my journey. Cool. So I started, well, I've always had curly hair, curly black hair. I'm not sure. I think I have dyed it before, so I think it's the color is still uh, washing out somewhat. So I've always had curly black hair, and yeah. I'm gonna add pictures of myself from young days with my curly hair, and we. So as a colored, your hair means a lot. And then in 2006, my grandfather passed away, my paternal grandfather. I think I need to leave. I can't. He's busy prancing around here. But it's gonna go in the blue pass. Okay, so change of venue. Um, recording my sister's room against the cupboard. So, the journey, to my hair journey. So, always had curly hair as far as I can remember, and curly black hair. So I assume that my my dyeing tactics have kind of, and also this hair hasn't been washed in 3 weeks, so it's probably very dull looking. Forgive me. So in 2006, my grandfather died, my paternal grandfather, and it this is like going into like my understanding and then family things. So on my dad's side, he's got two sisters, and they've got two very different hair textures. My dad's one sister's got black curly hair, and the other sister has brown straight hair, which is very similar to what my sister and I have. But as we were going on this journey together, my sister and I, it looks like she's also got like curly hair. So okay. Yeah. So then my aunt with the straight hair decided that we needed our hair to be relaxed. So she relaxed our hair while my mom was away, and I knew that there was something wrong. As soon, like, I was like, I think I was 2006, so I was 10 years old, and I knew that there was something wrong with it. And I was like, this is not right. Where's my mom? Why can't I call my mom? Relaxed hair. Shucks. It was it. Like, my aunt did cool hairstyles on our hair, but it didn't feel right. Like, obviously I didn't know I was naturally curly at the time, but it just didn't feel right. Cool. Then I think grade 8, grade 9 or so, I was like, no. I want my curls back. I want my curls. And so, no, grade 8, it was grade 8. And so we went and we did it was meant to be a reverse perm, ended up being a perm. Not that I really know the difference. If you're a hairstylist and can tell, like, differentiate, please let me know. Keen. And because I didn't put the products on properly, I ended up damaging my hair. I ended up having to cut my hair into a bob, which I hated, and so I've always kept my hair tied. Yeah, so always had my hair tied. And that also kind of damages your hair. And then my hair grew out, so it was about shoulder length. And I just hated the poofiness of it, so I always straightened my hair. Like, as soon as you sweat and your hair has like the naturals want to come out, then I would straighten it every time. Straighten it. And I went to someone else's matric dance. I didn't go to my own. So matric dance is kind of like prom, kind of like whatever school dance you have, but in the final year of high school. So we call grade 12 matric for any non-South African or African, I don't know. I think, let me just keep it South African because I know South Africa calls it matric. So I didn't want to go to my own matric dance. I changed schools and I just didn't feel close enough to the people I was at school with. So I was like, nope, I'm not doing this. And I went to someone else's matric dance and I absolutely hated it. But process there, I had a gay guy do my hair. And I was like, guys, this is legit because he's gay and stuff, you know. This is all the way in 2013. And he looks at me, he's like, honey, your hair is so bland, it's so dead. Let's add some spice to it. And so homie goes and he lightens my hair to like a light brownish, and then he adds in blonde highlights. And I'm like, guys, I'm getting highlighted. The highlights were so cool. But within, I think after that weekend, I just felt like my hair was like, you know, the puffiness. I absolutely hated the puffiness, but it was also brittle. And I was like, what's going on? Cool. So then at the, so this is matric. In first year, I made a friend, and she was colored as well. And I think that's also like a weird thing. I feel like colored people also don't necessarily gravitate towards each other. And so like she came out with her hair the one day, and she was like, oh no, weird look and whatever. And if she sees this, she's probably gonna hate me. I never told her this. But her curls were so streaky, and I was like, no, this is not right, you know. And I looked in my own hair and I'm like, I know I'm a curly person, so let's try and figure this thing out. Oh my gosh, my hair, like, oh, it looked so terrible. But I was like proud of it, so it was like typical kind of transitioning, I think you could call it. And like you can see the curly, what you call these things, roots, and those straight deads, like yeah. So that, and when like first, like the second year, the end of first year, second year, I'm like, I'm natural now, and I'm doing all these DIY things, because at that time the natural movement here in South Africa wasn't really that big. So there was very few products that I could use, and like trust me, I went and I looked for stuff, and I was like buying your Dark and Lovelies and what was it, like the amla oil, Mendi oil, all these, like anything that will help my hair grow and whatever. And because it's like you're natural and you must keep, like, your hair must be moisturized, and all this stuff. So it's like, I'm like, now I'm doing this right. Oh, the breakage was unreal. I remember my mom's one friend, she does hair really well, and she was blowing out my hair, and so you see you see this, like this here, right? It was literally that short, right? And the rest of my hair was like normal length, but this middle section was this much hair. And I remember measuring this part of my pinky, and I was like, wow, that's all the hair that I have in the middle of my head. I went straight panic. I was like, oh, and the lady's like, because you know when you go natural, and it's like, no, the big chop, and I'm like, I hated when I had a bob. Imagine me with like the hair this length. I was not coping. And so yeah, I wasn't coping at all. And so I remember looking for any way to help my hair grow, and then I found this, what are they called? Like, you know, those hair specialists. I don't know about other countries, but like on our light posts we'll have these like posters that say it will like progressively show you like a bald man, and then he's losing more of his hair, and it'll be like hair thinning question mark and all this stuff. And I was like, oh my gosh, guys, yes, me. And so I damn it, why did I lose my train of thought? Oh, so I found one of these places that have a free consultation. There's a whole story that goes with like the journey there. Like, just quick, the car broke down. I ended up having to walk to the place. My dad somehow pushed the car, and then he had to walk over many hills to get petrol. And then we did that whole thing of funnel into the petrol tank. So yeah, good times. And then this guy says to me, no, you have an overproduction of this DHT hormone. Overproduction. I think, yeah, it was an overproduction. And the way we'd fix it is if you come for a 10,000 rand laser surgery, what that will help you. And I'm like, and this is in second year, and I'm like, guys, like, where does a person afford this stuff? You know, how do you get your hair? I don't have 10,000 rand laying around. So like the lady who blew at me, she's like, no, just put Mendi oil, just massage your scalp and all that stuff, and your hair will grow back. Don't cut it, she said that. So panicked, and then I was like, oh, divine intervention, you know, and we were going through Discam and I found this like shampoo range and it was like, if you have an overproduction of the DHT hormone. I was like, oh, we just spoke about this, look at me, you know, kind of thing. And bought the thing straight away, started using it. All the sensations. It was great because you feel like, like bicarb, when you put bicarb in water or something and it sizzles, you feel it on your scalp. You're like, yeah, no, it's working. And then I stopped using that. And I was like, I need to learn my hair. This is getting outrageous. Not saying that I think I've completely figured it out yet. So that's another journey we can go on, guys. Yeah. Then, when was it? So, graduation. So my first graduation, I did faux locks. This lady did faux locks for me, and they were extremely heavy and they hurt, and but they looked great. Excuse me. I will admit, I don't think, maybe I haven't found them yet, but I'm afraid to go to the salons that I used to go to, because then you see on Instagram where the hairstylists are working the edges into the protective styles and stuff, and like I do want to like give them the benefit of the doubt and go back to them and go do my hair there with them again, but yeah, it's a bit scary. Oh, okay, whatever. Then forgot, where was I? Okay, yeah, so we did the faux locks and whatever, and then I tried to dye my hair blue, and that didn't go well at all. It was a thing of my hair turned green, and then we dyed it black, and then like lately, so I think that's where the lightness comes from, then the green started coming back, and it's like, but we dyed it black, why are you coming back up? Okay, move on. Then last year I did I did DIY protective style, so I tried to do my own faux locks, crochet braids. I tried to do my own. Didn't go so well, but it wasn't too bad for a first attempt. And then I started doing my own, like I used the elastic method to braid my hair, and that went okay. And I know that my favorite hair color currently is gray. I really like wearing gray braids. But then I did get blue braids, pink braids, and purple braids. But they're like the ombre, so only 2-tone color, not like, I think there's 3-4-tone color with like from black into like a dark blue all the way into your baby blue kind of thing, which is something that I really want, hence blue hair. And yeah, so then I braided, so it was from I think about December to March. My graduation was in March, and I cut my hair in December. Last year December I cut my hair, and it was when I pulled it down it came to my forehead, so it came here, so it like I think that was my big chop. And then within I have like a little Snapchat video, and within from December to March, so it was like 3 weeks on, 1 week off, 3 weeks on, 1 week off, I did protective styles. Oh, my hands are shaking. And then within that time period, I think on the video, even like, I don't know if you can see, but okay, that time period I pulled my hair down and it came all the way to the bottom here. I don't think it does that anymore. But within 3 months or 2 months, and I was like, whoa, my hair can actually grow, guys. So, but then afterwards I went back to the exact same things that I did, where it's like, no, wait, look, and then because like this is my sore spot, my crown is my sore spot, and I didn't so you wet your hair and then you'll tie it up, and so this part never dries, which definitely, like, that's where my highest rate of breakage was. And yeah, now we're here. I did cut my hair. I'll probably leave a link the video somewhere, but we did cut our hair, but the cutting is not part of the video. I'm so sad my sister wasn't around to film it, but we cut our hair, and it was the first time that I'd blown out my hair in a year. And there's an intention to do some cool challenge with a friend of mine, hopefully with my sister as well, throughout this year, and see how much our hair can grow, how we can learn more about our hair, and yeah, so I just wanted to take you guys through my life journey of hair. And cool. Thanks for watching.